What's up, everybody? This is Lines on Paper. I'm Brandon, and today we are going to be taking a look at Section Zero from Karl, Kessel, and Tom Grummert. Section Zero was a comic that was produced back in 2000. Originally, it went for 3 issues, but they didn't get to finish the story, so they launched a Kickstarter in 2017 to revive the series and remaster the series and finally finish the storyline. And first issue came out this week. I was originally going to review the Major X from Marvel Comics, but while I was looking at the comic shelves, this one kind of caught my eye. I didn't pick up Section Zero back in 2000. I don't remember seeing it, so I didn't give it a shout then, but it looked interesting enough. I liked the cover, so I decided to go ahead and give something new a try, and I was actually really glad that I did. The story is very well written. These are very interesting characters, and the book, it basically revolves around Section Zero, which is a secret branch of the government that is put together simply like the tagline says. They protect mankind from everything that doesn't exist. They're like the Men in Black. They fight cryptids, supernatural aliens, all that kind of stuff, and they do so while under the guise of being a non-existent government entity. The book itself was really interesting. As you can see here, the artwork by Tom Grummert is really good. I've read a lot of his books over the years. You may know him from a lot of Marvel books. Thunderbolts, I know he's worked on. X-Men, Avengers, he's done some DC work. And Karl, Kessel, he's been in the industry a long time as well, so I'm sure you've probably read at least something that he's written. So generally, one of the things I like to look for in an indie book, if I'm going to pick up something I've never read before, is a creative team. And this one's got a really good pedigree. So definitely recommend giving this book a shot. And while we're kind of talking about the indie books, I also would recommend just giving the indie aisles of your comic shop a look over. I know as a fan of superhero comics, that you think of the indie books, you don't necessarily think of a lot of very good superhero fan beyond, say, Spawn and a few others, but there really are some hidden diamonds on those shelves for somebody who likes superhero books, and this is one of them. This book is very reminiscent of a Fantastic Four, Doom Patrol, Challengers of the Unknown, one of those types of books where it's not a straightforward superhero book, but it still has those themes of good versus evil, of a superhero team, of characters with interpersonal drama, and the stuff that we like to see in our books. And I definitely think that this book hits those notes, and a lot of others do as well. So definitely, when you try to look at those options when you're at the comic shop, maybe every now and then spend some money on something you haven't read before, something new, something you've never even heard of, but it catches your eye because maybe you recognize the artist that's drawing it, or the character just looks really cool, or it seems engaging. There's a lot out there beyond the big 2 publishers, and I just want, if I leave you with anything on this review, just please give those guys a shot, and be sure to pick up Section Zero. I enjoyed this book. I'm definitely going to be picking up the remaining issues, however long it goes, see where this leads, learn more about these characters who I think are very, very engaging. And past that, let's go ahead and get to this week's poll list and see what else I recommend this week. War of Realms from Marvel Comics came out this week. This is their big superhero crossover event. I know they promised us they'd lay off these for a while, but here we are. Jason Aaron's written this. If you know Jason Aaron, he's been writing the Thor stuff for a while. He's been on the new Avengers book. This book revolves around Malekith, the old Dark Elf Thor villain, has come through, and he's raising all kinds of chaos over the 9 realms, and he's come to Earth. Now Thor and the Avengers are going to have to do something about it, along with the rest of the Marvel Universe. So it's your big standard superhero crossover. I decided to pick this one up because I have to say, if you're going to do a superhero crossover, I want to see a big bad villain show up and make trouble. Those are the kinds of books I like. Infinity Gauntlet, Atlantis Rising, all those books where the heroes are coming together for a common good. I like Civil War and books like that, but at the same time, I don't know that I'm the biggest fan of just always seeing superheroes button heads over a moral difference. I would rather just see a good superhero versus supervillain smackdown where everybody gets involved and everybody's got a scene. We'll see if that's what this is. I probably won't review War on Realm or War of the Realms. until the series wraps up, and I will let you know if I recommend picking up the trade. I'm also not going to pick up the little side stories. Those type things don't really interest me. I'll just read the core title and tell you what I think. Uncanny X-Men came out this week. This book continues to be really, really good. If you're a fan of the X-Men who's maybe been away from the title like I was, this is kind of bringing me back to caring about the X-Men again. This is very reminiscent of those stories from the 90s and early 2000s that we all liked so much when the X-Men were kind of in their heyday. So this book is definitely one you want to give a shout to. Major X, the book I was going to review. Maybe I'll do a bonus review. This is Rob Liefeld's big return to the Marvel Universe, or at least the mutant corner of the Marvel Universe. He's given us another new character, as everybody remembers. Created Deadpool, created Cable. I know there's some people that's got their issues with Rob Liefeld, his artwork or writing. I don't really fall into that camp. I mean, the guy knows how to sell comics, and this book was a lot of fun. I enjoyed the Major X character, and like I said, I might do a little bit of a bonus review on this one as time goes on. Last but not least, we have Immortal Hulk, Marvel's still probably best title. I hope everybody out there is giving this book a read because it is just really, really good. This book focuses on Rick Jones, who, as you may remember, we lost in one of Marvel's last big superhero crossovers, The Secret Empire. I think we'd all like to forget that little chapter of the Marvel Universe. But this book kind of follows up on that and lets you know what Hulk thinks of that and what Hulk does about it. So if you haven't picked up the Immortal Hulk, I would, highest possible recommendation, find its trade paperbacks, pick up the new issues. This is Marvel's best book. I can't remember ever enjoying Hulk as much as I'm enjoying him right now. Hopefully this run lasts and stays this good for a long, long time to come. And that's all I've got for this week. So let me know in the comments below what books I should have reviewed, what you thought of the books that I did review. I'm always looking for new titles to read, so if anybody's got a recommendation, go ahead and put it down there for me. Like and subscribe to the page